looks like nasty bit of corrosion there. A lot of this will flake off apparently. I know it still look okay. A lot of this will flake off with the pressure washer. Apparently it's super high pressure, but this is what it looks like when the water's just being drained away. Absolutely amazing. I've never seen the boat in this state before. And they've given me a ladder, which is brilliant. But look, some corrosion here. Matt reckons it looks pretty much the same as a lot of boats look, so that's reassuring. So time to get up this ladder. Right. Let's stop that. Stop that. Wow, this is crazy. I'm going to have to walk along there. If I fall off, I am in massive trouble here, so this isn't just me being normally careful. I am being super careful. I'm going very slowly and carefully here. There's the front camera. Is that the key, Rebecca? Yeah? I'm just coming back along now, so... I normally do this with gay abandon, but not today. Right. So yeah, the thing is, if you're going cruising, it's dead quick to set up. But no, I talk into the thing.
No, I can't.
Yeah. See, well, some of us were cut out for showbiz. You know what I mean? What can I say, Rebecca? You know, you amateurs. You know. Yeah. No, I definitely haven't got it. But well, thanks very much for the key, Rebecca. That's really great. And yeah, I'll hopefully see you in a bit. Thanks again. Less daunting, yeah. Like that looks like it's got a few years left in it.
Well, that bit is just, yeah.
It's more mainly surface, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, none of those are deep, but
yeah.
Put the epoxy on there and it will suck into each one of those.
Well, you can see, so that is just after the pressure wash, and that's what a proper pressure washer will do, as at Northwich Dry Dock. Stage 1 done, the washing. What's over here? Now, the canal boat world is a small one, right? Barges there, that's the fuel boat, and Halsall as well. Mountbatten, that's a fuel boat on the Llangollen 60 wheel. I've seen that boat around. And of course, the really famous ones, the sort of the A-list celebs, of course, Heidi herself. Of course, there's Robbie, global superstar Robbie Williams, Naughty Lass, 2021. Emily Ann, I've seen Emily Ann, can't remember what that rings a bell. There's loads of these names that I've seen, and I feel like, as a sort of a global YouTube phenomenon now, you know, it's only doing a decent thing if I add mine. Question is where? And look at this, look, there's a little channel runs right through the middle and out underneath the gate. And beside the boat, sorry, behind the boat, there's the giant sort of slot type thing that this crane here lowers this thing into position. There's a gate paddle, there's a paddle in it down there that's lifted by that mechanism up there, but for when they want to fill it. But that gate is holding back hundreds and hundreds of tons of water from the river. So yeah, if you don't mind, right, I'll just it's absolutely fascinating there. And I think it'd be great to sort of capture each step as it goes.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what, Matt? There's an awful lot of boaters who look at stuff like this. And if I do a video, and by the way, I'll send you a link to it as well.
Yeah, no, excellent.
Because mine tend to be just for a laugh type videos. They're not serious, you know what I mean? They're really just messing about. But this one might have a tinge of seriousness in it. And it'll be just a sort of how, you know, how it all goes. And yeah, people will be fascinated to see. I bet you can arm wrestle for England. My God.
It's everyone says, how do you do it so quick when you're doing it week in, week out?
Oh, mate, I just...
Yeah,
if ever I've met anyone who doesn't need to go to the gym, seriously, you do not need the gym with this job. Oh my God.
Yeah, the idea of brushing it out is that just try and get rid of the air bubbles basically. So
yeah. So it's not just rollering. You should really be brushing as well, yeah.
Just to just get rid of all those bubbles there.
I just don't think people realise that. When you watch all the DIYers on YouTube,
yeah, most of them just roll it on.
Yeah.
And same as most of the boatyards there's where the wide beam on that was 70 foot by 14 foot, and I pressure washed it off, and it was just full of all over just bubbles. And the surveyor came down and did a survey on it. He says all of those need popping because there could be water behind each one. So it's going under there with a wire brush and just angle grinding the entire base plate to pop every bubble. And 1 out of 10 might have moisture in it, and that's not going to do the boat any good.
I guess on the plus side, this stage of the job is at least it's not as unpleasant as the wash.
Yeah.
Because
from now on, it's just nice, clean work.
Yeah.
Well, cleanish.
Because that looked a horrific job, that match.
It is horrible.
It really did look a grim job. I could barely bear to watch you. It was just like, oh, how can a human being?
Yours is clean in comparison to quite a lot of boats.
Really, yeah.
It's the ones I was doing last weekend.
That's amazing how fast you've done that, though.
Yeah, this is easy. Okay? Well, the aluminium is always the worst one to put on. You're going on to rough steel, and the more coats you put on, the quicker you get the surface goes smoother and smoother.
Right. So it's the first one that's the hard one, is it? Just going to push the master of the back here. Good for the what? Right, so it's just a quick bit of footage to show the northern side of the dry dock. The dry dock is just over there. You might be able to see the yellow crane under that big arch. That's where the boat is. Obviously that's the weir, and for some reason that near side one there is absolutely ferocious and the other's not so much. And then the river carries on its way down there, down that way, and meets up, I think, in a little channel back onto the main river Weaver navigation, which is just on this side of me. So it's like a long thin island, the whole thing is a long thin island with the offices and some chicken coops of all things down there, and then all the way up here 300 yards, and there's the dry dock. Right, so there's the pardon me. So there's the boat after the 2-pack coat has been put on. Up on the front cover you'll see the dust is still there from the initial wash, which was horrendous. I tried to rinse some of it off, but it hasn't really worked, so I'm going to have a major clean-up job to do. But the main thing is the 2-pack is now on. It's been mixed, and he got it on working amazing speed, did the entire hull in a couple of hours. Absolutely amazing. The guy's got arms of steel, honest. God, I don't know how he does it. The underneath still needs doing, the base plate, but it looks in pretty good nick, to be fair. Well, it would do, because the thing's been on it. The primary, whatever it is, the grey coat. I'm calling it primer, it's not just a primer. Anyway, Matt gave me a technical explanation for it, but I recall very little of it. But anyway, so that's it. The main sort of epoxy coat, the 2-pack coat, is now on. You mix it in two different bottles it's stored in. You mix it and then apply it. You get about 2 hours to apply it before it goes off or something in some way that I don't understand. But look at that. And the final thing is, this goes grey apparently, this coat. This goes grey. So once this is dry, he's got to put a final show coat on it. Because my boat's a bit of a show pony, so it needs a show coat. But there we go. The main epoxy is now on. The anodes are in great shape, hardly degraded at all. So none of them are getting replaced, but he's going to add one close to the stern gear here to protect the stern gear, or help protect it from corrosion. And some kind of a yellow flying thing has now caught itself on the 2-pack. I really can't do anything for it. Except, actually, yeah, I can. And give it a quick death, can't I? Get off my damn boat, boy! If you look closely, I don't know how much. I'm trying to angle the camera to give you a chance to see it. There are the signs, early signs of pitting in the metal. And that's because I left it. That hull is only 7-8 years old. And it really should be smooth. That should still be pretty smooth. So it just goes to show, this is what happens. You've got to keep on top of the blacking. Yeah, it's a lovely little spot, but I must admit, it'd be nice to get out of here on Friday and not have to wait. Because it's also slightly spooky of an evening, and I do prefer to be out on the cut. You know, things are critical when Rachel's been dragged in. This is, it's getting serious now. But, so this is the final coat going on the show, the so-called show coat. And this is black on black, so it's not that easy to tell. But fortunately, it's very sunny. There's Matt just doing some minor ramping in the front. So we are almost done. Absolutely fantastic. What a job. You can see the final coat went on. I don't know if you can see. There's a line here. That's the show coat on top. And this is just the 2-pack underneath. And, it's not protective, the show coat. It's purely a black coloration, a black paint that will stay black. Gives no protection as such. People think it looks a bit unsightly having like a grey hull. They prefer it to see it black, so they've evolved this system where they put this show coat on top of the 2-pack. Wednesday, Thursday, both going to be dry days, so it'll get a good chance to really dry out before it goes back in the water. That's excellent. So there we go, she's all done, just needs to dry out now, and then we can be on our way. Well, I've just done what all the boats do who get the black and done here, which is to paint the boat name on the end of the dock, and above and around some obviously very famous names. There's Heidi from 2021, and even the 2021 names are starting to fade, which is slightly sad really. None of these things, because it gets drowned in water periodically, they lose, you know, they fade. Alas, message for all of us. But there we go. Considerably larger than I originally envisaged, to be honest. So it didn't go quite according to plan, and I think it'll be visible from space, if I'm being honest. But there it is. So there we go. Immortality at last. So here we are. Final night in the that noise is a train, by the way, going over the viaduct. Doesn't sound very trainish, but that's what it is. And this is the final night, final evening in the dry dock. The boat itself is finished. This is the second day of drying, so it should be 100% good to go. And it's kind of an eerie place, especially when you're in here on your own, I've got to say. It's got a bit of an eerie sort of a feel to it. And what they do, what's very clever, is that there's a blue mark on that wall, and they have them periodically, and they correspond to where the beams are. These beams that they rest the boats on. And I've made a note of the position of the beam, because I'm currently on this beam here, and this vertical line, I don't even think the light allows it to show, but there's a vertical weld line on the boat, and it corresponds to the center of the beam, just about the center of the beam. So next time I'm here, they will not put me there. They will move me forward, perhaps on that one or whichever one. They'll move me forward so that this section underneath, the section of steel that wasn't painted this time, next time it can be painted. It's an unusual place. I've been in many unusual places really while I've been on the boat, but this feels like the most unusual. How would you feel having essentially your home chocked up like this in the middle of a huge stone lock, really, dry dock, with the water held back by that? It's a very unusual situation for a boat to be in, and it feels like an unusual situation for a human being to be in as well, and especially with this huge archway of the viaduct and the railway going ahead. Tomorrow we're back out on the open canal, well, the River Weaver. I've got to say, I'm looking forward to it. Right, so we're about to refloat the boat. So down the steps we go for the last time, and then they'll be hauled away and the boat will be refloated, and I'll get a chance to wash it down, because at the moment the paintwork is, well, it's just all covered in dust. It's horrendous. Oh my God. It's crazy how quickly a place can start to feel like home, even a weird one like this. But on the plus side, I'm finally free. Right. So here's the step being lifted. So Matt's just opened that rear sluice or paddle down there by the mechanism, and there we have the water whooshing in. The boat is suspended by 3 ropes, so it will rise. That would sweep you away in an instant, basically. You wouldn't have a cat in hell's chance in any kind of stream of that force if you hit that as well. So what Matt's doing is he's just getting the hose pipe out. So I'm going to try and give it a wash down. We've got the hose set up, ready for me to wash the boat. Matt's very kindly set up the hose so I can do it, because it's got unusually messy due to the high winds. So now the dry dock gate is being lifted, clear, the water's level. But I think he's just going to lean it on the side here. Fantastic. Yeah, and once again, Matt, honestly, thanks so much for your help. Fantastic job. Honestly, I couldn't get a better job done anywhere, honestly. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. And I'll see you in about 3 or 4 years, I think, if I don't see you on the way out. Take care. I just need to pull a boat in here. You can see, so we've got this clever little brush hose, and I'm just finishing the roof off. As you can see, a bit tricky getting in all the nooks and crannies, but sadly the dust did. There we go. And of course, the decks as well, they got covered. The hose keeps trying to unscrew itself, so that's not much fun. But now I'm just going to finish this off, and I think I'm good to go. Always undo any stray knots in the mooring ropes before setting off, because when you need them, usually you need them in a hurry and you don't want to be undoing knots. Do you know, it's kind of annoying that I did such a prolonged job of washing and it's still like a mess. It's not a mess, but it's not good. Put the line back, get back on the bloody boat before it takes off, because I'm no longer holding it. At the moment I'm going straight out through the gate. At the moment it's kind of textbook, but you know that's not going to last. And there we see the dock and that weir with the bridgey construction on top of it. Absolute champion, guys. It's just so strange to say farewell. You know, it's funny when you've been in a place just even for a week, psychologically you sort of put down roots in a strange way. Bye bye Northwich Dry Dock, superb company, absolutely top notch, straight as a die, super helpful and very affordable. You cannot beat them. Top quality job. I'm pretty sure that door's open. I really hope it's open. And I'm just trying to steer myself in